In one of the first videos in this series, we kind of talked about the overall difference between PropStream and ListSource. Now, one of the things I like with PropStream is it's a resource or a research tool, excuse me, meaning you can kind of poke around and click through things. ListSource only lets you buy based off of set criteria. You can't really thumb through. So in this instance, I did my farm area of Indianapolis, Indiana. I did non-owner occupied, so absentee. And then I did mortgages that are adjustable rate mortgages, balloon mortgages, and commercial loans. Now, this was super interesting what we got, just the first three that popped up here. So this first one, come over here to mortgage information, is an LLC that got a loan from PNC Bank. Now, my guess is they probably did a like 25% down conventional type mortgage. So that's probably nothing for me. This one, however, is an LLC at a local community bank with a fixed rate. That to me is super interesting. So I would do some digging into that bank, call them and see if they're lending to more investors that are purchasing single family rentals. The cool thing is we can see they just bought this in October. So this bank is actively lending to LLCs. Now, we don't necessarily know terms or anything, but that's a great place to start if you're looking for money. Now, next one is even more interesting. So this LLC was lent money at a fixed rate by this LLC. So that's not even a bank. It's a company lending to another company. Now, JDR Indiana Investments could be a hard money lender or it could be a private money lender. We don't know till we start to dig in a little bit more. So this is one of those things that I would just dive into and start to reach out to some of these people. So this one, for instance, what's interesting with this one, it's another LLC that loaned to this person. So what I would be doing if I was looking for other private lenders, I would be going into open corporate, and these I would probably just do in one-offs and go to Indiana and search. Perfect. So this appears to be owned. Looks like this is just a private lender loaning through an LLC. So you want to know where you find private money? Hey, this guy's already doing it, and just cut these people a loan for $40,000 on a $51,000 purchase back in early October. It's another thing you can look at to kind of determine how what they're putting down is what the purchase was. So 236 versus the loan amount 189. They did a pretty hefty down payment. These guys looks like they paid 131. They got one for 105, so they may have been a 25% downer as well. But that doesn't mean these guys would not do cash out refinances. I'll also link in this one to a tool for finding local community banks for any of you guys looking to do cash out refinances, kind of the BRRRR model. You can also pull these through ListSource. You have to buy whole lists, and a lot of the data may not actually be anything that you care about. But this is initially how we found the community banks that we started with here in Indiana. One of the things nobody really talks about with private money is you are going to really be kind of hopping around between lenders. It's kind of like, one's thrilled to give you money, and then the next month it's, no, we're not lending anymore. And then they'll come back and, well, it's been 6 months. We'd like to extend you some more. So you may get to hop around a little bit. Now I'm going to go absentee. And then in mortgage, you can do private party loan, and you can do only records where the person's name and address is complete. So that's one you can do. You can also do corporate. So it's what we're doing here. You can do like absentee owners as well, which typically is going to bump that up a little bit more. But this is a list that I would pull and just kind of start to see who's in it. Again, through list source, you're paying a decent chunk for data you may actually not end up using, but $100 to know what private parties are lending to each other isn't bad data to have, especially if you're on the hunt for more private money. But I think this is a really neat way to just kind of see who's funding what, even if it's like, hey, you noticed a massive construction project is going on and you're curious who backed it. You just throw the address in here and kind of have instant access to their books, if you will.